Hi everybody, it's Oliver from all over the place. Happy Black Friday. I'm glad that you're here, if you're here, and wanted to do visuals with this one. I want to talk about depression because people feel it really heavy, especially this time of year when things should be happy and bright, and sometimes they're not. And people get very emotional, and we need to accept ourselves as emotional beings. It's very difficult from time to time to accept our feelings and our sadness and realize that time does change feeling, and we have to realize this in order to make things right with ourselves. And in order to make things right with ourselves, we have to be patient and listen and care internally and externally, and expose ourselves to not only the positives but the negatives, and become our true selves eventually. As an artist and writer and wannabe musician, I've changed and become a new person, and through my business skills and my craft and my education, I've changed in my mind, and that helped me to become myself. Becoming oneself is very difficult. It is very, very difficult. If you wake up in the morning and you feel bad about yourself constantly, you have to change. And if you're in a bad spot, or if you're in a bad relationship, or if you're being treated badly by even people in your own family, you have to be able to identify these things and be able to transcend and be able to look at yourself from an external point of view. What I did yesterday was identified that my education, my skill set, and what I worked for were far greater than the depression that I was feeling, and that I should need to go forward, and very strongly forward, as quickly as possible, with as many designs as I possibly can. That includes the comic books, the movies, the games, and now playing card set for the boys over there at the Spoon. And I've changed my mind because of the fact that when I activated who I was, it separated me from a lot of the pain that I was feeling, because I didn't know who I was. I didn't feel punk enough, I didn't feel metal enough, I didn't feel industrial enough. I didn't feel good enough to go play in poetry clubs. I didn't feel good enough to do any of the things that I wanted to do. Just because a few local venues turned me down does not mean that I'm a bad person. I've changed, and now I can go. Now I have private bookings, and I'm writing more now. So I'll talk to you guys more about what I'm doing soon, and go ahead and continue to listen to The Spoon. In video game news, there's a Raspberry Pi now for like $10. The Pi 2 is way better though, and it's like 100, and you'd be having a good time with that. But I recommend just staying with the PC and maybe going with an Android operating system or XP. That's my main thing. And anyway, love you all. Take care of yourselves. May the force be with you. Yeah, and that Fox News chick, the hater, that Star Wars hater, she can go to fucking hell. The thing about her getting death threats is a little over the top, but at least she should have been smacked down, at least. Because, I mean, that shit's fucking important. And it's inspirational, and sometimes you gotta look to things like bands and art and everything to be able to keep you inspired. and keep you going down the line, and people have to use whatever side of the force that they have to be able to get through their day-to-day lives. Love, peace. Check you guys on the flip side.